Hello.
Hi, Cindy.
Yes, sir.
Hi, this is Officer James Frederick, PD.
How are you?
I'm doing well.
I'm not.
I understand that.
Yeah.
I was calling.
How can I help you?
I was calling to see if you had any insight that you could give me about anything.
Well, I know that I saw her. So you've spoken with Addie Maloney.
I have not spoke with Allie. I have not. She's on an airplane right now. I talked to Sam.
Okay, so okay. You talked to Sam. So we've been in, constant communication all day. Addie has been going back and forth. She's going to have probably the most information, except she's been relaying it all to us. So Addie, you will be talking when she needs to land.
Right.
Addie and I were with Shanann and Nikki last night for dinner here in Arizona.
Okay.
And
And you know Shanann through
our company, Lavelle.
Okay.
Our company, Lavelle. So she's become like a, close friend, like a sister to us.
Can you spell your company name for me?
Sure. Capital L-E, and then dash, and then V like Victor, E-L.
Okay.
It's direct sales, so we're all independent contractors.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you were with Shanann and Nikki last night.
Correct.
In Arizona.
Correct. So we had dinner, and then Addie and I took Shanann and Nikki to the airport.
Okay. And do you live in the Phoenix area, or where do you live at?
I do.
Okay.
I live in Queen Creek, Arizona, and that is a suburb of Phoenix. So I dropped them at Sky Harbor Airport, which is our Phoenix airport.
Okay.
And that was around 7-ish. I think their flight was around 8:45.
Okay.
And then I was relayed the information today at about noon my time that Shanann was missing.
And who'd you find that out through?
From Addie.
And do you know how Addie found out?
From Nikki. And so this was like a relay going through the phones.
Okay.
Okay.
And so how long were you with Shanann this week? Like how many days?
So Shanann, I believe, got here I think Thursday.
Okay.
We had an event for Lavelle.
Okay.
And so she got here on Thursday, and I believe, I'm pretty sure it was Thursday. I for sure saw her on Friday.
Okay.
So I saw her Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
So all 3 days.
Mhm.
And did she fly in with Nikki?
I believe she did. I know she flew out with her, but I don't know. I wasn't around when they flew in. So
okay.
I don't know that for sure.
And is there anything that she talked about while you were with her that was concerning or kind of raises some red flags to you?
Yes. Well, she mentioned that that her husband has been distant. She's very sad. She was about to break down. He's been saying things that they're not compatible anymore. That she's so concerned, there's just trouble. And so, blindsided by this. This was not normal. He wouldn't really explain much, So she mentioned things about counseling. They were going to try to go away for the weekend. So she just was talking about being distraught, like just blindsided. This was unexpected whatsoever. It was odd that he deleted his Facebook account, but when he was on Facebook, and this was maybe a week or so ago, I don't know exactly when, but it was odd that he deleted his Facebook account. They were always, he was always talking about her and the kids, and and he was proud of her growth in the company, that all the accomplishments, and they just seemed like a great team.
He would write this on Facebook?
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
But hadn't seen much lately, and so she went out of town to go visit family on the East Coast, and I think it was like a 6-week trip. And at the latter part of that, and that was recent, like within a week prior to her coming here to Arizona, and I think the latter part of that week he joined them in And that's when I think she discovered that things were. And the other thing that I knew was, or that she relayed, was that they just found out that, you know, they were going to be having a boy. She's, you know, 15 weeks along, and that they were going to be having a boy, and that they canceled the reveal, like the gender reveal party, because just the energy was not right, and that's something that she mentioned. But no indicators that he wanted a separation.
The energy between them, those two wasn't right?
Yeah, like she just didn't understand why he was this way, you know, like why he was feeling like that they were not compatible anymore. Where'd that come from, you know, kind of stuff. So
were you friends with him on Facebook?
I was, I don't remember now, actually. I think I was, yeah, but now I can't look, you know, for sure. I'm pretty sure I was, but either when, you know, things were tagged or if he was in it, she was always involved, so.
So you'd see his posts because
correct, yeah.
He would tag her.
Either that or I was friends with him, but I don't remember. Gosh, we have such a big company.
Okay,
so,
but you saw the post on your Facebook, and it's not through
correct.
Someone else telling you about him.
Oh, correct. No. I would see it.
Okay. Is there? Has she mentioned anything else about their relationship, or seeing anyone else, or anything like that?
That was always obviously a question, you know, and she was concerned about money that he had spent that night. He went to apparently a ball game.
It was a question about him seeing somebody else?
Yes.
Okay.
Like that went through my mind, like all of a sudden, and he's like gotten more fit lately, and I mean, I'm sorry to be saying all of this, but
no, we're kind of starting it. We're starting at scratch, so the more information we can collect, the better. So I'd like to be as candid as possible.
Yes. Sure. So he started to get more fit, and you know, really lost a lot of weight and got more muscular, and that was recent. I just saw a picture, you know, and if you're looking at her Facebook, there's like a video of them, the girls running to him, and they got caught. The girls went past TSA and shouldn't have, you know. So there's like a video of the girls running up to him at the airport, and then there's pictures of them in the ocean. You know, that's new. He didn't look that fit before, so that was new.
Okay.
And so. But so what she did bring up, and I didn't say anything, you know, like, are you wondering if there's somebody on the side? You know, this is so out of character, weird, and, you know, but I didn't say it. She brought up that of course, my brain is going to go there, and that he went to a ball game with his friends, but then I looked on, you know, their banking, and it was, he spent more money than he should have for his own meal. You know, a burger and a beer should have been at the most, you know, $25-$30 or something, and it was like $60-some.
Did she say what ball game he went to?
A Rockies game.
Okay. And what night was that?
That would have been yesterday, I believe. I'm pretty sure it was. My TV.
Okay. But she had discovered.
Yeah, it just was curious to her that, again, because they usually, any dollar that they spend, they always tell each other, you know, kind of thing, and it was curious to her. I mean, her just suspicions are everywhere, you know, trying to figure this out, why he's not wanting to, you know, not wanting to, it feels like he doesn't want to work on things, you know.
Right.
And I don't know if Addie's going to mention this, but she did relay to Addie that he said that he did not want the baby that's coming.
Okay.
I mean, these are things that nobody knows. You know what I mean? This is like lockdown stuff, but I mean, anything that can help bring her home. None of this makes any sense. Those babies need their medicine. You know, she's the most OCD, like really routine person that I've ever met. But just a joy. You know, just loving. But she's like a helicopter mom. She would have never left that house without the girls having everything that they needed. The fact that her purse, I mean, we're trying to be reasonable too. Like, okay, maybe she could have called the pediatrician, you know, and called it in. We're trying to be reasonable and not hysterical.
Right.
But none of this makes any sense at all. And where did she go? Because the video shows her nothing. I mean, going out the back wouldn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense for her to do. It could have happened, sure. I mean, obviously there's things that could happen, and I'm hoping that's the case. But she doesn't have an ID. Could she have taken a passport? Maybe, and cash. And, you know, but the debit cards, I mean, nothing, none of this makes any sense. And
have you been in contact with Chris?
I have not. Sam has.
Oh, Sam has, okay.
Yeah, and was kind of playing it dumb, you know, like, are you guys okay? And it just, to us, all of this, she's showing us all of these screenshots of, you know, her interaction with him, and we're going,
Sam showing you these?
Yeah, she's like relaying that to Addie and me, and we're like, why are you, you know, he said, well, I have some people here, and they're sitting here with me, and I'm like, why aren't you idiots out on the streets with flashlights? I mean, he's so calm. I don't understand it. He's a calm person anyway. He's a very passive man.
How many times have you met him?
I've never met him in person.
Okay.
This is all, you know,
third-hand info?
I've never met him in person. Yeah, it's just kind of like what I know through. I've been in Shanann's presence many times, and so and just even just talking on the phone, she'll talk about Chris, and then the interaction of, you know, them on Facebook and stuff. He's just more of a passive guy, you know, not kind of quiet, not real animated, you know. But he's always talked about how much he loves her, and I'm so proud of her, and none of this seems right. But what's very curious to me is why he's so calm right now.
Right.
I just don't understand any of that. I don't. I'd be throwing up. I'd be sick. And so she's very ill. She's got lupus. So that's why, you know, obviously you probably know that. But Nikki went to go do a well check on her because she couldn't get a hold of her. So she was worried that she was passed out on the floor.
Did she say how if she was feeling okay this weekend?
Well, it didn't seem like that she was sick, you know, like from her lupus. She just was so distraught. I mean, this is just a blindside. She doesn't want to lose her marriage. She doesn't want to lose her husband, you know. She's just distraught. Didn't seem like her perky self, you know, like normal.
Right.
But she's somebody that just takes care of business, you know. She just takes care of business, and, like, stuff needs to get done, she'll get it done, you know. And so she hopped in a few times to help with, you know, over the weekend for the event and, you know, that kind of thing. But I didn't, you know, she didn't reveal all of this until we actually sat down to dinner. All of the event thing was over, and this is when she told me. And
was this last night she was telling you, or Saturday?
Yeah, at dinner.
Okay.
No, last night before the airport, before dropping her off.
And who was at dinner with you guys? It was you, Addie?
It was me, Addie, Nikki, and Shanann.
Okay.
And she was anxious to get home. She was concerned because we were having issues here with weather, and, you know, we kept getting weather alerts. We were in the restaurant, and the electricity went off, and so she was a little like on, you know, like alert. I mean, she was just, you could tell she was a little anxious.
Right. To
get home. She just wanted to get home, and worried she was going to get stuck here.
Is there anything else you could think of? Had she said anything that he had harmed her physically, or
no,
there had ever been any violence or anything ever?
No, I mean, and just based on observation, that doesn't seem like something that he would be like, you know. It just wouldn't seem like he would be that way.
Okay.
But I just...
She wasn't fearful of him?
No, she just was so sad. You know, she just didn't understand why it was going in this direction. She was completely blindsided. So there was not... She didn't mention anything that he had gotten, like, raised voices or anything like that.
Right.
She never mentioned that. He just kind of... I think the one thing he said to her that she relayed was, you know, she knows, she's like, I know that I'm a control freak. You know, I have to be with the girls because the girls need their medication, and, you know, all that. You know, she just is that person. And the only thing that she relayed that he said was, like, it'd be nice if I was able to hang something on the wall without you hovering over and critiquing me, you know, over my shoulder. So he was getting annoyed by things, I guess. I don't know.
Okay.
And she just didn't, everything worked up until then. You know, like, they had a routine, and everything worked up until then, you know, I guess.
Did she say how long this had been going on with their marriage? Was it something recent or something for...
Yeah, this has been super recent. Like I said, the trip to the Carolinas was she just got home within days or a week prior to coming here to Arizona.
And it all happened then.
And right, I think it all happened like when he came there, and something like that. Like either he waited till they got home, or it was there, at the latter part of the trip to the Carolinas.
Okay.
But it was very recent that it all came up.
Is there anything else you could think of? Because when I talked to Sam, she said she was sending you and Addie a message with our phone number on it, and that Addie was going to call me when she landed.
Yeah. And then Sam said that they're going to be calling you. They said I gave them your phone number and that they were going to be calling you. And
okay.
It just her leaving without any of her stuff is not. It's not even like.
How long have you known Shanann?
A couple of years now.
And how often would you see her?
I'd see her at events, but we talk on the phone quite a bit. So with work, and then every once in a while it was personal, and that kind of thing.
Okay.
Last time before this, I saw her physically was end of April, early May in New Orleans. We had an event.
Okay.
I wish that there was something. I mean, just none of this, like, we've all been going back and forth. We know a lot of details that we're not letting other people know, but none of this is right, and none of this feels right. I'm telling you this, if it wasn't Chris, then who was it? No, this doesn't make any sense. She doesn't have any way to go. If she just started to wander off, like maybe she was so distraught, I mean, we're trying to make sense of everything. Why was the bed stripped? Okay, where are the sheets at?
Is that stuff Chris is telling you guys?
No, this is just other stuff that we're being relayed that only a few of us are talking about.
How are you guys getting that information, I guess is my question. Is Chris relaying that to you, or Nikki?
No, he is not. Nikki was trying to help make sense of this.
Okay, I'm just curious how you guys are finding out information.
I don't want her to get in trouble.
No, she's not going to get in trouble. We're trying to put a big puzzle together, so as best as we can figure out who knows what, that's something that, you know what I mean? That's something we need to know is who knows what, course. So, and you're not at fault for knowing anything, and so
I don't want Nikki to be at fault for sharing. She's out of her mind.
No, she's not going to be in trouble. Trust me.
And we feel like we're like trying to mold and trying to be reasonable also, like not trying to jump to conclusions either, but it's just based on who we know about Shanann, none of this makes any sense whatsoever.
Right.
And it just, she would never, Chris told Addie that she was going to friends, taking the girls and going to a friend's. Okay, well, who picked her up? Where'd she go?
Right.
I mean,
yeah, and we're trying to piece it all together. Right now, we're investigating it as a missing persons report. And I wish I could.
Of course, I know you can't jump to
share more details with you, but unfortunately, I can't.
I understand.
But it's our job to try and talk to as many people as we can. We talk to one or two people. We don't necessarily get the whole story of who she is and stuff. So I appreciate you talking to me, and you have my number. That number that Sam had sent out is to our dispatch center, and if you call that number and ask for a Frederick officer, you can get in contact with 124/7.
Was anything I said helpful, I hope?
Yeah, so we don't know Chris and Shanann from Peter down the street, so we got to try and develop their characteristics, their mannerisms, stuff like that, to try to help put the puzzle together. So it's good to know that all the stuff you told me and kind of how she was feeling the last few days and stuff like that. If you think of anything else that you didn't tell me, give me a call. Too much information will never hurt. So
Sure, of course. And when, of course we understand the whole, it's 24 hours and stuff, and all of us, like when I say all of us, Addie, Sam, we were going to call in and say, please, you guys don't know this woman, and she would not ever be without these children and have life. Like Celeste, the baby Cece, needs an EpiPen.
Right.
That baby needs an EpiPen. This isn't right. Something's wrong. I mean, we're trying to make sense. Okay, did she have a stash somewhere? Did she grab? But why didn't she grab her wallet? Why'd she leave her ID? And you know what I mean? I just the only
and that's
thing
what we're trying to figure out is.
Right.
Did she mention that she had any money anywhere?
No, she didn't mention, because the only thing I could think of, if she didn't take any of that, well, did she take a passport and cash? I mean, we're trying to think of plausible things, that would, but if she just, left the house, on foot, out the back, because obviously there's nothing up front that was, shows that she left, so if she left out the back, but then the children are going to get hungry, she's going to knock on somebody's door, I'm sorry to bother you, or she ends up in a hospital, somewhere because she starts to be distraught. Something,
Strong woman, she was...
Very, very strong, but, she's so very family-oriented, very, very organized, very, just, very meticulous. There's people that are anal that are annoying, and she's not. She's very, everything is in place. Like I was telling the girls, if I ever went missing, you guys wouldn't be able to figure anything out. But Shanann, she's everything. If any one piece is out of order, you would know it.
So Sam had told me, were you the one that lived with her, or was that Christina?
Christina.
Okay.
Christina Meacham was with her.
Okay.
So that's going to be a person that lived in the environment.
Okay.
That you're going to...
So that's who I'm going to call next.
Hard to, what's that?
So that's who I'm going to call next.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, she's the one that lived in the environment and, for a little... I don't know how long she lived there, but I know that she did.
Okay.
And that was one question we asked her, is that could she leave out the back? And she's like, not really. That wouldn't make any sense to leave out the back. There's homes behind it. It's not like there's an alley or, something like that. That wouldn't make sense. But I'm not there either. You guys, you saw the property. I didn't. So
yeah. So if you can think of anything else that would give us some insight, just don't hesitate to call us, okay?
Okay. Very good. Thank you very much for all your help.
Yep. Have a good night.
Okay. Take care. You too. Bye.
Bye.